Looking for an epic mid-length single fin? Well, let's talk about the Rincon by McTavish Surfboards. Hi guys, Chris from Stoked for Travel here, welcome back to the channel. Now before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any video goodness. Now if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know I love a good mid-length surfboard. They're just super fun and there's so many to choose from, which can also be a bit of a downside because it can be really difficult to narrow down which one is best for you. So I was really stoked recently when I got my hands on one of the original mid-length surfboard models, the Rincon by McTavish Surfboards. Really fun, playful, single fin mid-length that oozes heaps of 60s style and fun. So yeah, I've been testing it out for the last few weeks and here's my full review. So first off, who is the Rincon aimed at? Well, the Rincon is one of those super versatile mid-length surfboards that's going to be really great for a huge variety of surf levels. In fact, it's one of the original mid-lengths out there and has stood the test of time since it was first crafted by Bob McTavish right back in 1968. So there's a lot of heritage to this model. For more beginner intermediate surfers, you're going to love the ease of paddle power, that really forgiving outline. And more advanced surfers are going to really love the fact that it's got heaps of speed, glide, and can handle some punchy conditions as well. For me, as an advanced surfer and a lover of single fins, I absolutely love the Rincon. But it's also a board that would be great for my girlfriend, who is a less experienced surfer. That's if she could ever prize it out of my possession and get a go on it. But it's one of those boards that is really good for a huge variety of surfers. So let's talk dims and board breakdown. Well, the Rincon's got a really flat rocker profile and a parallel outline, which generates lots of speed and heaps of turning ability as well. These two attributes also give it lots of paddle power and glide as well, which from a mid-length surfboard is something you're obviously looking for. When it comes to build quality, they've stuck true to the 1968 style with Volan cutlaps and deck patch. I've also got a really nice tinted deck inlay as well for that really nice retro style. Of course, all the boards from the McTavish factory come out with a premium quality finish, just look absolutely epic. Board size, they run from a 7.0 right through to a 7.10 model. The one I got hold of is a 7.10, and even though it's a slightly bigger model and probably a little bit bigger than I would have actually gone for originally, I'm absolutely loving it and it feels really good underfoot. Fin setup wise, the Rincon is a dedicated single fin, and for the longer models, McTavish have a specifically designed fin for the Rincon model. Given the fact that I've gone for a slightly bigger Rincon, that's the fin I'm running and it goes absolutely perfectly. Obviously there's quite a bit of space in the fin box, so you can tweak it to how you kind of personally prefer to surf your single fins, but for me that neutral position right in the center of the box is working really well. When it comes to the ideal wave conditions for the McTavish Rincon, this thing can really handle a huge variety of surf. I've tested out in everything from kind of thigh high right through to just overhead, and it's handled everything I can throw at it. I've surfed at points and also punchy beach breaks, and it goes really well in absolutely everything. Obviously, when it's nice and clean and like a reeling point, it's obviously going to really light up, as that's the kind of wave it's specifically designed for, but it handles a huge variety of conditions and wave types as well. Obviously, if you go with one of the smaller Rincon options, you're going to get that little bit more performance. So if you're surfing something a little bit hollower, I would go potentially a little bit smaller. But the longer models actually feel like a mini longboard underfoot, which is great. And for those kind of smaller reeling days at like points and beach breaks, they're super fun to play around with. For me though, that kind of like waist to shoulder high is the absolute sweet spot for this board, and those would be the kind of conditions I'm going to be grabbing out of the rack and taking it for a surf in. So what's the Rincon actually like to surf? Well, for me, it actually ticks all the boxes and delivers on everything the McTavish site says about this. It's plenty of paddle power, plenty of glide, you can generate heaps of speed, and it turns absolutely beautifully off that back single fin. For me, it's just the board that I've been looking to get into my quiver for a long time now. Almost like a mini longboard in style. It just feels really nice and smooth. There's a lot of flow to this board. I feel like the effortless kind of 60s style kind of comes through, and you feel like you want to surf for that old school style as well. I've tested it out in a huge variety of conditions and it's handled everything, which is great. But for me, that kind of shoulder high reeling point is where this board really lights up, and you're going to feel all that speed, glide and flow. And the fact it kind of handles like a mini longboard, especially in that longer 7.10 size, is also really good, especially for me when I can't be bothered to lug a full 9-foot board to the beach. That's the one I'm going to be shoving in my car and taking with me for a surf session. And with that as well, it's also really nice to walk around on the board. The board's really forgiving. You can surf it from a bit further forward, or of course you can get your back foot right over that fin and it pivots really nicely for some beautiful carves. Yeah, so for me, the Rincon is just an absolute joy to ride and is certainly going to be a board I'm going to be using a lot. Okay, let's get to the nitty gritty now and talk price. It's not going to come to a shock to most people. The McTavish brand is premium quality and therefore premium price tag as well. And this is certainly not an impulse buy. A stock Rincon will set you back about 1,695 Aussie dollars, so it's definitely not that impulse purchase. And obviously, if you add any customizations, tints, colors, anything like that, that's going to add up quite quickly as well. For me, I was actually pretty lucky. I went to the McTavish factory sale this year and managed to pick up an unwanted custom order for $1,300. So I don't know who you are, Ruben, but thanks very much for not collecting your custom order. I'm absolutely loving it. Now, the big question, obviously, is it worth that price tag? For me, yes. The premium finish is definitely worth the price tag. These McTavish boards just feel really good underfoot. They're really solidly built, and obviously that beautiful timeless design of any McTavish model is well worth the money. So yeah, for me, definitely worth the cash. And there you have it, guys. That's my full review of the Rincon by McTavish Surfboards. And now if you're looking to grab a mid-length surfboard yourself, make sure you check out the links in the description below to my full mid-length surfboard guide, and also the link to the video guide as well. Of course, check out the rest of my channel for heaps of reviews, guides, and more. That's it for this week, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Yoo!